Hello. Hope you're doing okay today. We are about to get started here. This will be a little bit different than the streams I've done in the past because it's going to be design. And, I'm not quite as confident of a designer as I am of a developer, but hopefully it'll still be encouraging and helpful, especially if you, like many developers, have to design things. And so that was kind of my intention is this is kind of like a design stream for developers, if there is a cross section there. And hopefully that'll be a help to some of you, but it'll probably be a little bit more of a relaxed stream, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right, hopefully you can hear everything okay. Let me know in the chat if audio is okay, but good to see you officially. We'll get started here. All right, so this is a site by a developer friend, and they're like, hey, I need to eventually get this thing designed. I just haven't had any time, and it's not done yet. Obviously, it's still like an alpha, but the idea here is like, if you want to go find a tattoo artist, there's different styles, and so like here's a big drop down of a bunch of different styles. There's different colors, obviously, and then you can search for stuff as well. So that's all they have currently, but obviously they they want to get this thing up and running eventually. So I said, hey, well, I'm happy to help design it. What if I just do it on a stream? Is that okay? So that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully that's okay, and we'll see how we go. I feel like I'm audible. Awesome. Thanks, Ash. Yeah, I feel like with design, I kind of go one of two ways. I either like stuff clicks and I just really like it, or I kind of hate it, but the process of going through it helps me identify what I like and don't like. So we'll kind of see what happens here. I don't know if I'll be able to do this well. I'm not like, this isn't my specialty, is this kind of style, but we'll see. Okay, so with that said, let's start like where I would start from the beginning if I was asked to design some kind of landing page for a site like this, and that's, I would just start doing some research of what's out there. So I've got drilled up and over here. That's kind of blinding. Hopefully that's okay for you. Audio's fine. How am I doing? Dante, I'm great. It's good to see you. So let's go search for like a tattoo website. Let's see. Might need to limit this. Let's see. Can I shots? Members, teams. I don't know what that means. Let's say website. We'll just kind of capture some ideas. And so this is what I would typically do. Let's see. That's too like modern. My guess is it needs to be a little bit more like grunge, old school. So I think that's what we'll do, is just kind of try to capture some ideas. And usually what I like to do is capture a bunch of ideas, use them as kind of an inspiration board, and then after looking at those for a while, kind of shut them all down and do my own thing. And that helps me not plagiarize, but also get inspired properly. So we're gonna, maybe let's just go ahead and create a new page over here. We'll call it something like this one right here. We'll call it like inspo. And then I'll just drag a bunch of screenshots in and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm just going to look around, but hope you're doing okay today. I'm not like loving any of these things yet. And obviously we can just look at real sites as well, but I figured might as well look at some design stuff first. Let's come back up here. Sometimes there's just like an element in a particular site that I like, and so I can kind of steal little sections from each site. Like for instance, I like this kind of like, probably not quite like that, but I like a little bit more of a broken border. So maybe I'll steal something like that. So I'm just going to use this app I have called CleanShot X, where I can take screenshots and kind of store them up over here. And then once we have enough, I'll go drop them on our mood board and kind of go from there. Portfolio. Not sure what you mean there, Eddie, but hopefully you mean that you're building out your own portfolio or something like that. All right, so I like this kind of style of text, and this looks kind of similar to what they already have. So let's just steal this as well as an idea. I'll just kind of keep gathering some ideas. I do like this gold color, and you see this on several of these. I don't know if that's just like a thing, but there's also the kind of a texture to the back of this too. So maybe we'll capture that as a concept. Yeah, and like with most of my streams, I try to not do any thought ahead of time because the idea is to kind of do it live, both for my help to see if I kind of know what I'm doing and put myself under like a little bit of pressure, but also because like that's what you have to do. And so if you're watching these things, it's kind of supposed to be more of a realistic look at what it would be like for you to do something like this. So actually, let's come over here and just dump these right now, and that way we got some ideas and we can kind of go from there. Okay, so back over here, I like this like border situation going on, and I don't know, these vertical things I kind of like them, but I don't know, no, not everyone does. I mean, this would be cool in the sense that you've got this kind of back. I just wonder how this works on mobile. Yeah, since it's kind of behind that picture, but maybe they just wrap it and call it good. I really like this texture idea. I think I'm going to play around with something texture related. Morning. Welcome. Morning, Christina. Morning, Eddie. I think I already said hi to Eddie. Eddie, you got 2 highs. Hopefully that's all right. And for those just joining, we're just basically looking up some ideas and kind of starting from scratch. Zagreb here. Oh, nice. Welcome, SK. Okay, we'll probably come back to this, but at least this is kind of a starting point and just kind of seeing what's out there. Maybe I'll do one little refresh. I don't know how far we're going to get with this either because design for me doesn't, like, I don't have a super like defined pattern of exactly what it needs to look like from like first concept through the end. For me, it's like about the exploration of different ideas, and then as you play with them, something comes out that you're like, hey, kind of like that, and then you go away from it for a day and you come back and you're like, I'm an idiot, I don't like any of that, and you restart, and that's okay. You just kind of keep iterating on that until you find something, but you got to put something down first. You got to put some ink down to stay on brand for today. Okay. Not seeing anything else that we haven't already seen in other sections, but let's come in here and do like to website or something like that. Man, I could deal with not being blindsided. Hey, welcome. Tattoo forum. Okay. Oh wait, Squarespace websites for design. This has to be good. Okay. Interesting. So it's more like art gallery pages. Hard pass. What's going on here? Just for, you guys want to read some forum posts? We could, we could do that. Website design from Figma will be functional like website created in React Django. I mean, eventually they're going to make this. Yeah, if you missed the first little part, Pratik, I've got a developer friend who has a website, and I'm just trying to help them come up with a landing page, because right now it's basically just a anti-landing page. So that's the idea. Okay, so this is kind of the same thing. Find the right artist for your next tattoo. This looks like a competitor. But, I mean, this looks like a competitor who doesn't understand, like, the kinds of people who are coming here. Because, I don't know. To me, this looks like if I wanted somebody to do a bad tattoo, I would come to this site. It looks too, I don't know, looks too pro or something. I don't know. Too much like it's trying to be like an art gallery. Okay, well, let's keep this up just so we can come back to it if we need to. But we'll go to font, share. The next thing I want to do is find a font that I like. We'll kind of go from there. But dark designs here. Yeah. Is the website design in HTML and CSS? I think it's in Next.js. Yeah, I think it's Next.js. So I think it's React, if I'm remembering correctly, but we'll see. But either way, I'm not doing that part of it. This is literally just design. That's what this stream is. And again, it's kind of like design. Ooh, you know, I saw this the other day. I think this is the one. We're going to use this. I doubt I have this, so I'm going to download this. Because I don't exactly know what's in my downloads folder, I'm going to go ahead and just switch screens, so that way I don't like, expose some like deep hidden secret or something else I was working on. And I'm going to install this font, and that way we've got access to it in Figma. All right. But thanks for joining today. I hope it's been, hope it'll be a fun stream. I'm going to steal. He is here. I'm over. All right. Okay, I think it's installed. Let me just double check before I switch back over. Okay, I have too many fonts, and somehow that slows everything down. So it's thinking real hard about it. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so let me make sure got Figma pulled back open. All right, and hopefully everything is switched over now. Maybe. There we go. Okay. Found this design as well. There are actual sites that exist, not only concepts like Dribble Give. What site? I must have missed that in the Vig. Okay. Font optimization Next.js 13.14. I've used it once, but I don't write a lot of Next. I think I have like 2 sites I've done in Next before, and they were both basically like small little ones. Sending links in chat is restricted, so they probably... Oh, that's probably right. You can just like type it out, like space dot space com or something like that, and that will help. Sorry for the confusion there. But I kind of like this idea too, so again, it has kind of that grunge look to it, and it has this typeface a little bit more. The links you shared before, yeah, Nivi, I'm not seeing them in here. They must have banned the links. Okay, we've got this. Let's go ahead and think about some colors too. So they've already kind of got this dark color. I mean, it just looks like gray, basically black gray. And this orangey color. We've seen that. I don't know what it is with this, but like this dark, yeah, this orangey kind of yellow color. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm also gonna, let's just start here. So we're gonna have some circles. And yeah, let me see. So if you hit I in your keyboard, you can, in Figma, you can just capture a color. I don't like to use like straight up black, so I'd like to use something a little bit more off. Let's just grab one of these colors. Okay. Sure. Let's do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is start to create some like palettes here. So we'll say like background or something. And now what I can do is I've got this color available, kind of like a variable. Well, yeah, it's not quite. There are actually local variables, which is what you'd use to set up a whole design system. I've been long wanting to do a video on how to do that, but I feel like it's a little bit more of an advanced design concept. So number one, I don't know that I'm like the best person to teach it, but I might do it anyhow. And then the other problem is like, I don't know that a lot of developers are going to be doing it. So it'd be more like, here's how to read these variables, but I don't know. I'm not sure it's a great fit for my channel, but if you're really interested in that, let me know. But yeah. All right. So let's go and move this over, and we're just going to get some more colors. I'd like to use like a kind of a softer, yeah, like something like that for like a muted color. But now we're into the territory that doesn't quite work because I changed the other color. Let's come in here. Just like lighten this up slightly. or a lotly. About 20. We'll call this muted. And we'll play with these as we go, but if I use them from the start, then all I have to do is change them in one location and it'll update across the whole site, which is why I like to set these up right away. Now this is like a little more orangey. You get a little bit more like gold yellows in here. You have to be clever about the links. Yeah, like that. Exactly. Dante knows. So I think I'd like to move more towards the gold color and less of this orangey color. So something more in this category. So let's go ahead and start with that as a starting point. Okay. So let me grab this. And we'll start there. All right, so maybe let's move this just slightly. Let's give this just a little bit more. Just gonna pull this around instead of changing numbers like a developer. Stupid developers. Okay. I don't know. We'll say, nah, that seems more orangey now. Let's go somewhere in there. Okay. Finally, let's go ahead and grab one more color, and this will be, let's go ahead and make this my accent. The last color here is we'll grab some kind of white color, and we'll just start. Maybe we'll start with this accent. Break that. Come in here. Come up to like 90 and 40, something like that. How's this looking? Sure. So I'm going to call this text. Now we got 4 base colors. Obviously you'd have a lot more gradation here as well, but that's at least a starting point. The other thing I want to do is, isn't there like a patterns or transparent textures? There we go. So I'd like to get one of these textures and kind of use this. There are lots of sites like this, but I saw this one the other day and thought it was interesting. So I'm going to download this, and I'm going to see if I can grab it from over here. And we'll use this as well. So this kind of texture color or texture thing, because I want it to have kind of that grit style to it. Maybe there's a better one too besides that. That's asphalt. I feel like it needs to have some texture. If you know, like Wes Boss, we're talking like slightly Wes Boss style, grunge or something. I'm not sure why we got a pink situation going on here. Oh, look at that. I can change the whole thing. Okay. Well then, yeah, let's get our actual color in here. Oops. Okay. That way I can see what it'll actually look like. Concrete wall. Interesting. Darth Stripe. It's like a Star Wars reference or something. Diagonal. Wow. Dirty old black shirt. Okay. Eggshell. Okay, we might have already hit peak. I mean, we could do random images of things. Fresh snow. Interesting. Gray floral. How artistic. Okay. Green dust and scratches. I'm willing to try that one. Let's try this. I kind of feel like this gray floral could make an entrance. Maybe. It's got potential. It'd have to be used in the right way, but I think it's kind of got potential for like a banner or something. Okay. At some point I'm just delaying actually starting the design, but all right, we'll get started there. If I get access to whatever website we were talking about earlier, I'm happy to look at that as well as a starting point, but we'll return to this several times. So what I'd like to do is, since we've got our colors, we don't really need these set out anywhere because I already have them in the sidebar, but we'll just leave them here for now. We've got textures. Let me grab a few more of these textures, bring these in here as well, if I can. And we'll open these up like that. Okay. And I'm sure there's a way to apply this to the texture, like of a background thing. So I'll need to figure out how to do that as well, because I forget how to do that in Figma. But if you know, let me know. Save me the hassle. Okay. Let's go ahead and set up some typography then as well. So if I come in here, we had something like this. What is that thing called? Actura. Which tells me I might need to reload this. So let me go ahead and do that. And then open Figma again. I'm guessing that's what needs to happen. Drag this back over. I would be interested to know, like, if you enjoy these more relaxed streams. Right now my computer is completely frozen, so wasn't looking for quite that much relaxation. Or if you prefer like more like moving fast and coding stuff as quickly as I can, which sometimes happens. Very rarely, but sometimes. Well, I'm also happy to chat right now because right now my computer is literally not responding to me, so hopefully you can still even see this. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what that was all about. Alright, so back inside here, that better have worked. Okay, there we go. Oops. That's cool. I mean, I kind of like that font. So we're going to set this to our text color. And the advantage, again, of setting these up as variables is now I can come in here and change this to anything. So, like, let's change this to, like, 80 and 50 and 50 or something. And you can see how now anywhere I've used that will update. So that's kind of the idea. Okay. Variety is good. Yeah. And this is literally what I do anyhow in the morning. Usually I just kind of code myself or design something just quietly for the first few morning hours of the morning. But hi from Nigeria. Welcome. Nice to vibe out sometimes. Thank you, Dante. I appreciate that. I do like it when Dante joins streams. I feel like Dante's like he's somebody you just want to hang out with. I don't know. Maybe you're not, Dante. Maybe you're like really mean. But you always seem nice on here, so. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up some, you know what, I'm going to do this live on a page. So now that we've got some stuff going on, let's get like a landing page. And here, let's start with a frame. And we probably do need to start moving somewhat here. Desktop, let's see, right here. Font only for display text, for example, is only here. I'll probably use another font. In fact, I think with Font Share, they give you some suggestions. Detail, license, style. Did they give you some suggestions of what like works well with it? Or you can pair it with stuff and then see. But yeah, it'd probably just for headings. Don't they show you something? And like, it depends on the license too, what you're allowed to do with it, but I think it's usable for this. I don't know, they show you somewhere. Layouts. Styles, let's go back. Pairs. See, I knew there was something. No? Oh, here we go. Oh no, that's just that. Let's come in here. So they don't have any pairings with it. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. Okay, back over this way. Now that I got this desktop, let's go ahead and set the background here to my background color. And then this will allow us to now kind of set this up. So let's call it accomplished. And I think I'd like this to be something like that. And then I'll close this down. Start applying colors in here too. So the whole thing needs to be my text color. But like just to kind of see what this looks like against the background. I mean, I'm not going to do that, but okay. So that color kind of works. I didn't really lay it over it yet. We're not finding color schemes. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so we're going to say something like that. I should probably also grab what's currently here just to kind of see. It doesn't look like they have. Let's get the corner of my head in this because we all need that. Just to kind of see what we got going on. Okay. So that'll work. All right, now thinking through kind of some of our design inspo, let me grab some of these textures. Let's see, Figma, texture, background, something, image. How to use Figma image, how to use images, text background, not interested. How do I change the background of text? Add a background image. Select frame, open color menu, select the image option, choose the image, modify the appearance, rotate the image. Okay, that's right. I think I remember doing that. All right, so let's go ahead and come back over here. And can I like add an image here? Background. We probably need to add, let's add a layer here. And we're going to fill this with an image. Excellent. Can I just drag an image in here? Gradient solid, okay. Choose image. What's this going to open? Probably my default. I don't know what's in there, but let's just steal this and hopefully I didn't expose anything. Asphalt. Okay. Yeah, let's come back inside here. Okay. All right, right now we're going to do something like that as a background starting point. Modify the appearance. Rotate the image. I was hoping to have like it not be quite so intense. Make it smaller somehow. You could also come inside here. There are libraries that do this too. Let's look up some libraries. Oh, noise and texture. I think this is the one I've used before. Okay, so we can apply this. Gradients. Oh boy. No thanks. Value. Really? Random? Is this all that there is? I thought there was more stuff in here that... I mean... What does this do? Okay. Alright, let's call that good for now. At some point I'm just wasting time. 50. Figma plugin called noise you can use to generate custom overlays. Evidently not noise and texture. Or I don't know how to use it. Let's do noise. But thanks for the idea, Navek. I'm not sure. Noise, maybe right here? Okay. Smooth. Oh, okay. Stretch. Like, reminds me of like anime or something there. Not sure. I'm very skilled at this, but more plugins. Oh, excellent. What does this do? Okay. So I am doing that on the whole thing, so maybe that's a better thing to do. Okay, something like that. So let's reselect it and try again. Stretch. And then here maybe we can choose this as a starting point. That's got some texture to it at least. I don't know how well you can see that, but that looks better there anyhow. Okay, well, we'll start with that. All right. I do feel like we need some kind of imagery somewhere. Now, the idea here, first of all, for the landing page, as you can see, is like right now, to search for something, even though there's not a ton there. And then the other thing is you don't want to be able to input things like for actual artists or parlors or whatever. I'm guessing that's what this sign up to be a beta tester is. Ouch. So let's, let me think, see if we can find some, kind of like for the button idea, I either want something kind of more artistic like this, or just like this outline. Okay. So let's come back over here. Usually I'd have like a separate components file, but maybe we can create that in a second. Let's just say, let's copy this down. Let's set up some kind of styling here for, we'll say 45, that's fine. Okay, then I'm going to create a text style here. We'll call like heading 1. And that way, once again, I've got kind of control over this. We'll call this title. And again, I can change it one place and it should update everywhere across the site. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy this down. And let's see, what are the other kinds of fonts these people are using? I'm guessing like sans serif type stuff. No, that's got serif. But this has a similar font. It looks like it's using like Open Sans almost or something. This they just went full in. No, they've got some kind of sans font, a sans serif font. This one's not quite as intense, so they can use that. And this one again is sans serif, but their whole thing is that. Okay. So let's break this out, and let's say we have like a 24 size font. Come inside here and let's find something that works well enough, and then we can change it later. I don't remember where I got all these fonts from, so some of them I probably can't use, but there's like a, again, there's like actual science to this when people who know what they're doing are doing this, but I figured maybe this will be helpful to some people just to kind of do it as you'd have to do as well as a developer is kind of the idea. Antic Latin. I kind of like this font. I think this is one of the ones I use on one of my sites. I like maybe my Coding in Public site. I don't remember, but I don't know if it quite fits here. Let's just do, let's start there. Okay, and we can always change this. Again, we're going to set up a text style, and like I think a lot of it is like figuring out how to set up these styles is super helpful, because I can just come in here and change all the body font to something else whenever I want to. So let's start there. All right, so over here, we're probably going to take off the word dumb banner, but let's go ahead and create a button now with this typeface. So I'll do text like that, and I'm going to select my body here. I will do like join the beta or something like that, and then if I hit Shift A, it'll turn this into it'll turn it into a whatever those things are called. wait for it. Auto layout. There we go. I couldn't remember. And that means we can do some flexible stuff here. So let's go ahead and come in here, grab the actual frame, apply a stroke to it, and then we can set this up. Let's do like 15. I don't know, 6, something like that. And I think I want to keep everything a little bit more square, but what I'll do is come in here and then create this as a component. We'll call this button. And this text in here needs to be the right color. Something like that. So we'll call this our primary button. And again, I usually have a separate page for components when I build them out. But let's create a couple different states. So actually, let's come inside here. Let's just click plus, and then we'll create a separate state. What I can do is for both these buttons, we can have hover or is hovered. So basically like a little Boolean here. And then for this one, we'll say is hovered is false. And for this one, we'll say is hovered is true. And now what happens is if I hold down the Option key and drag one of these out, I've got this little toggle where I can switch between them. So I should probably make them different so we can see something. So let's come inside here and just make this one slightly different. So I'm going to fill this. Let's maybe just set this accent in here, and we'll back this thing off to like 20%. I've seen worse buttons. All right, so now I can hold down Option, come over here, and just toggle whether or not this is hovered. If we really want to go insane, we can come over here and prototype. Nope, we can, what's that thing called? Creating a connection. Yeah, like this. So we can say if it's hovered, smart animate to that. It's fine. And then we'll drag this back and do the same thing. So if it's not hovered, smart animate. Okay. So if I were to use this in an actual like prototype situation, let's see. Let's open this up. Just see what this looks like. Type scale site that helps getting font size consistent. Yeah. Yeah, I've used that before. Oh, you know what? It's actually wanting to know. Anyhow, basically you can hover states. I'm not gonna. Well, maybe we'll do that if we get something actually done on the site. All right. So with that said, I can now hit Shift-I and search for any of my components. And we've got this button like this. Whoop. So we can bring this in here. We'll do something like that up top during the beta. We've also going to have the footer, but for that I'll need to come back over here, hide your eyes. Okay. Let's grab this down here. And I'll drop this in. At least this is a starting point. I like the idea of some of those lines we saw, so I want to go ahead and do that. So let's actually do another frame. And here I'm going to make it positionally. We want it to be on the bottom, and we want it to be stretched. Stretch, scaled, center. Sure. So that way, as I move this, it will actually change. What we're going to do then is for this, we're going to go ahead and set this up to where it's just the top, a line like that, to something like that. And we'll turn this into an auto layout, and then let's drop some other things in here. So, oh, that could have gone better. Let's move this out. Center, bottom, scale. What if I do this? Okay, maybe. All right, that's fine. And then let's add some padding here. Let's go like 24. And here, honestly, I probably should set up some variables, just so, again, we can change this later. So this is different than what we've done before, but like this would be like small, if I can, 4. So we're going to use these for, we'll use like a 4-point scale, I guess. Why is this being so difficult? So we can use these inside of other things. So these are be like our scalable numbers. We should probably use like the same kind of thing for fonts and stuff like that too. And again, the benefit is while you're prototyping, you don't want to have to like pick the final perfect color or the final perfect number or whatever. And so this allows you to basically have these variables that you play with, and then you can be flexible with them as you need. We'll do one more, and 24, something like that. So what I can do now is come over here and choose these variables and choose one of these sizes. So let's say I choose like extra large, or maybe extra large. And now it actually sets that up as the up and down. And then I can change it if I want and kind of go from there. But all right, let's do the same over here, I guess. I'll do like 16 side to side, so like 1 rem. All right, there we go. We should probably also, now that we've got this font set up, let's set up some other ones. I think there are some plugins where you can do that as well. Typeface, type scale, I mean. Quickly generate type scales. Why, yes. Yes, I will. Generate. Sure. Wow. Just seems really unnecessary to... They can't tell what theme I'm in, and just maybe choose those. Okay, so let's grab all of these here, and can we set? No, I can't because they're different things. Okay, that's fine. Let's come into the body. Let's just double check. 61, 120%. Okay. I guess I'm just going to manually move these over because I'm not sure how to do that otherwise. We're going to break this. I don't even need that size. Let's find a size I want. 31, 25, okay, 20. 2016, 13. So let's steal those. I think I'm already at like 24, 25. Okay, so let's maybe change the body font then. So we'll change this to 25 just to match this. That's 120%. What is this? 120. These are all just stretched out, huh? Okay. So let's kind of duplicate this over here, and we'll set up this type scaling system. A lot of this like work ahead of time seems frustrating, but as soon as you have to actually change something later, and you don't have to go change it in 5,000 spots, you start to praise your former self. Yeah, so we'll call that good. Let's just do like body small. In fact, you can name these things. I think it's like, yeah, I don't remember exactly how it sets it up, but where they'll like indent them. I just don't remember how to do that right now. So you can have like groupings in your sidebar of different themes and colors and stuff like that. All right, let's kill this. That's what I want to kill. Okay, we're gonna go down to 16. And we'll just call this body extra small. Especially since there's not that much on the page too, I'm probably gonna leave this a little bit bigger right now. 13 everywhere, and that way it takes up more space. We'll call this body extra small. Was I consistent with my dashes? No. But at least that's consistent, because that's kind of how I roll. I feel like. Okay, so let's come inside here and let's make this, just to make sure this is all working properly. We'll use my body small. Okay, cool. Let's at least get some of this stuff in here. Letter. See, is there like a, let's come back in here, search all the icons. Mail or letter. This is an extension to the app Raycast, which one of these days I want to do a video on Raycast. But State of the UX report by UX Collective saying Figma as we know it today won't be here for much longer. No, wow. Thanks, Steve. Oh, now he just retracted the message. This is like an inside job from somebody at Figma. I have not heard of that, no. Just drops a bomb and leaves. I appreciate that, Steve. Okay. I was hoping for like some kind of cool looking design thing. Let's see this feather icon. Figma's primary audience will no longer be designers, but anyone in the org. Okay. Interesting. No, I have not seen that. Let's change this to this. I don't know that I like love using these icons in here, but we'll see. Let's try this out here. Let's grab both these. And for the spacing here, we'll apply a variable like 12, 8, something like that. And again, using all these consistently will be helpful for us as we get going. So here we'll say hi at accomplice.inc. You're right, Steve. I just thought it was funny. I was like literally just reading it, and then you're like, peace. Icons. Coffee. Buy me a coffee. Isn't there like an actual... So there's an actual thing we could use here. Or we could just use our own coffee cup. Because I don't know if it's that actual service or not. All right. Let's see. What kind of coffee do we want right now? Let's see. Since we already used something from Feather Icons, let's just maybe come in here to Feather Icon and search for coffee. Let's use that. Okay. That way we're at least being semi-consistent with life right now. Let's come inside here. Buy me a coffee. And these probably should be underlined since they're actual links. We got Bug Bounty as well. I think there actually is an extension for Feather Icon that I've used before. Yeah. So that's probably what we should be doing. Bug. Okay, well now we can't use that. We'll find something, and then like account or something. Person. Head. Individual. Let's add this. Okay, right here. These are 24 by 24. Okay, that works. Change this text. Hey Abdul, thanks for joining. We're just having a relaxed, hopefully enjoyable stream. Your data. I'm not sure what this is, so. Let's see. So that's pretty much everything we got going, I think. We need a bug bounty. And let's come into our icons and search for bug stuff. Let's find something that looks kind of similar. It's not too important. Oh, sure. Okay, so let's drag this thing over here. Get rid of that. Ah! Fell in love with Figma. Nice. I'm not sure I'm quite at that level of appreciation, but I do enjoy it. So, all right, let's jump back to some of our inspo. Do we have anything? No, no help. Okay. Brought out the designer in you. I'm still trying to find the designer in me, but somehow I'm streaming about it. So, let's put this over here. Can I put this inside of this frame? Okay. So let's do auto here. And drag this. Do the same thing here. Drag this inside here. Don't really like that. After all that work. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to steal these icons. And we're just going to set the icons up right now. And that's all we're going to do. So we can actually get to designing the actual site a little bit more. But put these in the middle. And then let's just swap these here. Like that. Okay, that's the starting point. Put these over here in case for some reason we need them. All right. Next, we've got actual stuff we need on the home page. So I kind of want to use the same bordered idea. Maybe we can also use a little bit more texture somewhere as well. So let's play around with something like this. Because there's kind of two use cases here. There's either the beta, which I think is like actual like parlors, and then, and correct me if I'm wrong, but and then we've actually got like people who are going to sign up for this as well. See, I'm going to change this out so that I can actually get color in here, and then I'll change it. So fill, we'll go to picture. I'm going to choose this gray floral, which, man, how do we fit, crop, tile? That's what I was looking for. Okay. I kind of feel like some kind of vibe like that might actually make sense. That also means I might want to come over here, and maybe I want to choose one of my actual images, like this one. Set this to tile. Kind of like that more, not gonna lie. Pop that thing down a touch. Okay, so we'll do that. All right, so with this, the idea here would be this thing is gonna be tiled. We're gonna have the actual sign up form in here, and I'm not sure I love that flower thing, but it's kind of interesting. So and we need some kind of like internal section here. Not sure exactly what I want this to look like. So let's just have another frame. Let's fill this with this back section, and right now I'm just gonna kind of layer it on top. Or you know what? Maybe I could do it more like this, because it's gonna stand out against that background now. It's a little bit more distinct. Okay. Now we could set this off here. Let's do this maybe. Yeah. All right, I know the keyboard shortcut, so let's just do that. I say we do that, and then yeah. Come over here, and I'm just gonna drag this thing in here. We use this as like a starting image. And I kind of want to layer this in here somewhere. Kind of too many things going on. Let's set this back here and see what this looks like. Let's bring this up to the top. I don't know. Let's get something else going first before I start getting too intense about this. Let's call this like find your artist. And we'll call this heading 1. Yeah. There's something here. Not sure I'm loving that. But I wonder if we can have a little drop shadow or something. Or does that kind of break the flow of stuff? This, I think, also needs to have a background fill. All right. Let's add another piece of text. Let's drag this thing in here. Set this up this way. There's something here with this flower thing. I don't think this is it, but I'm going to leave it in just so. I don't know. I don't have to totally redesign this thing. Let's leave it up here. I don't think that's the use case, but there's something. What if it's like this? Again, I'm sure like real designers have patterns that they use to like, not patterns like this, but like design patterns where they're like, okay, first I do this, then I play with this, and then like there's like importance to some spacing to something. I don't know, but I just kind of do whatever seems right, and sometimes it looks nice and sometimes it sucks. So I think maybe there could be something here. Yeah? No? We got any votes? Okay, back over here. So here we're gonna rework these forms. Black and white style. So I'm kind of thinking like this is a drop down, obviously. Search. So I kind of feel like search needs to be a more prominent situation going on. So down here, maybe we can have like a toggle since we've only got, let's see, we've got black and white, colorful, or either. What if it's like a little slider thing? You know what I'm saying? Let's see that. I haven't even looked if anyone's still watching. Oh, there are some people watching. Hi out there. Hopefully this is fun for you. So here's kind of what I'm thinking, right? We have these little sections, and I kind of, didn't I have like a little muted thing I did? Yeah, let's use this color here. All right, because I want this to be, this was 20% fill. So let's do the same thing. Let's come over here and let's grab this, detach it, go to 20%, and this add this as, nope, as accent. Or something like that. You know what? I think it's like this. Earlier when I said you could stack them. Let's check. There we go. No? Oh, okay. So now that's accent. Okay. Yeah, so you can stack them like that. So see how over in the sidebar, I don't know where this is going to show. It doesn't show here. Okay. Well, either way, I can now come in here and grab this 20% accent. I'm not sure why it's not showing the sidebar, but kind of stack them up that way. So let's do something more like that. Let's also then change this to the same thing. That way it's actually using our consistent variable, and if we change that, it'll change for us. Okay, so inside here, we're gonna have both these things. And kind of what I'm thinking is we use our small, extra small, and we set this to, it's fine. That is color. I think that's gonna be too like cheap if we try that. Grayscale, scale, black and white. Is that what it was called? Black and white or colorful, or either. either. So I'll say colorful, either. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is set it like this. Stack these here. So Shift A, we'll space this apart by 4. Same thing here, Shift A, space this apart by 4, and my actual variable, so I can change that if I want to for some reason. Then we're going to take both of these and shift whatever them, and wait a second. This and this. There we go. And then this one down here. I kind of feel like this needs to be stacked. I mean, obviously I would have to change how these things are positioned, but that looks worse. What if we just do black and white? Or is that too? I don't know. That's fine for now. Either. And what we'll do is have a little line in here. So all right, so we're going to set this up. All right. And let's set this as can I not make this thing position absolute? There we go. All right, so this absolutes it. I'll do something like that. And I think we'll do this in the middle. And then you've got kind of this slider bar. So the idea is you'd have like a little dragger situation. So this is probably like a range selector or something. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, awesome. Thanks so much for the kind words. All that and not have to have it work. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is grab this same thing. Let's change this to my muted color because we haven't used that yet either. And we're going to have this go right behind here, like this. Maybe we have it stop right at the edges. So obviously this would take a little bit of work in code. This would be kind of a fun design challenge actually, like code-wise, how to set this up to make it accessible and still helpful. But either, yeah. So I'll just have a default here. And then I need one more little toggle thing. And this thing will be smaller. And it will be filled. Like that? I don't know. I feel like this design idea is a little confusing. So let's not do that. Let's kill this. Like I said, we just kind of play until we find something that works with design. And I'm sure there are actual smart people who have ways to do things, but this is what I do. So we're going to move this here. That. Can I not duplicate this line? Copy. Paste. Okay. Evidently copying is not going to work today, so let's grab a line. 21. Set this here. And we'll do one more. I got it, man. And do the same thing. Kind of like the design aesthetic there, but I don't know. Anyhow, we can figure it out. That's not quite right, but I'm going to start this in the middle like this. And I also think now this needs to be black and smaller. So this fill. And then you can kind of drag it. That's the idea, at least. Anyhow, I don't know how much I like that. We'll see. We'll call this like slider or something. Should probably start naming these layers, but I think that's what makes a real designer is you don't name anything, so. Alt drag. I'm not sure I understand. You can alt drag, but you know what? I'm just going to grab all this and group it and call it a day. Slider. Okay. Oh, goodness. Where's my other either and line? Just throw this in here too. All right. All my layouts are all messed up, but that will work. All right, so what we're going to do is start with this. And let's put these together, set them next to each other, divide or apply this variable, like 12 maybe. So I think I'm gonna like kind of guide the user a little bit. So we could say something more like choose color or something like that. And that way they're kind of going through a stage of steps here. So let's copy this down. And the next thing would be choose style. And here, this would be a drop down, which hopefully will go faster than whatever that was. All right, so let's come back over here. I'm gonna start by grabbing this and we'll just paste it out here and I'll detach it, which I don't remember how to do. So detach, attach. Can't you like wait for it? Resize to fit. No, I thought that was gonna be it. Parent. Okay, we'll just start over. Let's grab this. We'll say like input, drop down, something like that. Do the same thing where we've got this border situation going on. Set it here. And here, let's do something like 8. Here, I need this to be a little bit bigger, but honestly, probably just on one side. So maybe we come down here and this one needs to be, actually I want to reduce it on that side slightly. Nope. That might be too much. Let's do 12, because visually spacing wise, like once I add a little icon here, which I'm going to do, then caret, yeah, like something like this, then it'll look better spaced if there's less space over here. I don't know if that makes sense, like visually speaking. That's basically all I got. That's the biggest design thing you're gonna get out of me today. But I read that somewhere, saw it somewhere, saw some YouTuber say something about that. So but this will be the text that we can kind of swap in and out. And by the way, I should also select these and make them variables. So we'll say like content or text is fine. Join the beta. Okay. And we'll do the same thing here where this is content type. Oh, you know what? It has to be a component first. And we'll call this like select. Text, that works. This could be, I mean, I'm not going to choose a different icon, so I'm not really going to worry about that. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and drag this select thing over here. And I just want this thing to be, let's close this down right here, right? Seems a little chunky. So let's make this more like extra small. And then maybe let's take both of these and set them in their own auto layout and move this over this way. Why is this thing? Okay, yeah, let's do that. Now this, I'm going to set, maybe I should set these things to stretch instead. Nope. That. Yeah. But instead of, let's do this. Let's space these things out. Auto. Find my artist. Style. Choose your style. Instead of 12, let's set this to auto. And then we'll just stretch this thing out. Auto. And then we'll stretch this out here. No, not that. This right here is what I want to be auto. Why is that not working the way I'm expecting it to? Okay, we're just gonna manually move it like that. And then we'll just squash this bad boy over. I don't like any of this. All right, let's get this back in here. Swiper and Astro. Tried the cards, but doesn't swipe. I haven't used Striper and Astro yet, but since it's just Swiper's just a JavaScript library, so it's the same as any other swiper. The only difference would be if you need to embed some kind of like JavaScript, you probably do not want it bundled. So make sure your JavaScript call to their whatever is set to is inline as an attribute, and that will mean Astro won't bundle it. So hopefully that's helpful. I'm guessing that's probably your problem is trying to bundle it. And so when it bundles it, then the Swiper.js doesn't have the JavaScript it needs to run because it's been bundled and minified somewhere else or something like that. So that's probably what's going on. But all right, so let's just okay, let's do something like this. All right, I don't know. Okay. Now this drop down style, I do want to like at least get something going here. So let's not worry about what this will look like, but select a style or something like that for now. Hug contents. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Okay. We're going to call that good and then just move this in manually. I don't know, something like that. There we go. Okay. That's all I wanted. Now, what else do we need? So, it looks like it's not an OR search. Somehow I missed that. So, let's drop this down here. Where's my current location? How would I want to do that to make the UI clear or UX clear? Not totally sure. But you know what? I do want to come down here. And I think I do actually want to hide this optionally. You can do this with this layer boolean show icon. The hard thing is then this padding won't be consistent. I don't think there's a way to tie those two things together. Don't love that. Maybe, what if we just created a separate one? We call these like inputs. And this one did not have that. And eight. Let's go 12 here too. Man, I feel like the 8 is too intense. No, it's not. It's fine. Let's leave it like that, and we'll call this like search or something. Let's go ahead and I probably should make these separate components. Not sure. I think I'm happy with that. Okay. But now we got to do the opposite side, right? So let's move this over here. Do 8 over this way, maybe? Okay. That'll work. All right, so we need to actually name these things. We could call this like type. And this could be a drop down or select. And this could be search. Sorry, I got something in my throat. Okay, so now let's come over here and let's add another one here. Nope, wrong thing. And I want this to be search. And again, I could have set that up probably a little bit better. Like that. There we go. Now it's set on everything. And I guess I probably want it to be kind of the same, right? Because step 3 would be search. Oops. Yeah, that works. And I guess in here we can just swap this, right? To a search. Get rid of that. Now here, I kind of think we need to add this under here. Just grab these together, pop them down. And let's see if we can find, yeah, something like that. I feel like all of these need to be smaller. And then set these next to each other. Set these in the middle. And then here, set these like this. No, let's not. I almost feel like this needs the same padding so that it looks the same. And then the spacing here, I don't remember what that was. 10. Shouldn't have been that anyhow. Should be one of our fixed values. Okay, so let's do it to 8. And then we'll do the same thing here. 8. And then I just need to make those icons smaller for all those. So again, since I've got it up here, I can just change it in one place. Oops. Okay, do the same thing here. 20, 20. Is this really that clear? Not sure. Let's also put this up top like that. And with this being up top, it looks a little bit too tight now or something. So maybe let's just set this. Let's just remove the auto layout here, I think. And then I can change this one. It's kind of hardcore, like, you know, manually. Okay. Something like that. Let's now kind of get all this up. I typically design desktop first because it's the more complex, and usually everything just kind of wraps pretty simply on mobile. But you might do something different. Let me know if that's the case. Not sure exactly where this thing needs to be. I feel like this either needs to be a lot bigger, that maybe. And this needs a little bit more space. Again, I should probably have some kind of system for doing this, but I don't. Let's set these against each other. Okay. We're going to call that generally good. We'll offset it slightly that way, I guess. Not super important. All right, so this is kind of the main call to action. But I feel like we need more going on up top. So let's kill this and see what else we need. So we've done all this. We probably need some kind of like detail here. So maybe not a word dumb, which honestly respect where we're at. But let's have like a little call out section or a little note. So let's maybe create another little component. So we'll say like note component and turn this into auto layout once again. We'll come in here, do like text. Gary suggests, is that Gary's Simon? Is that, I'm trying to remember if that's his last name, but if so, that's cool, good. I need to watch way more design tutorials because I do way too much design for never really watching that much stuff. But I just kind of go on my gut, and you know, sometimes it looks okay. So nothing like brash confidence of someone who shouldn't have the confidence. 12. Okay. So we're going to call this our note component. Note. Wow, got some very intense music. I'll kill that. Kind of thinking here's where we can have our little note, and that's where I can say, let me grab this text. So I can just OCR it and then paste it in here, which is nice. I use a little, well, that's also from CleanShot X actually. Let's shrink this note text. Or maybe let's just do it individually here. I think the other thing I want to do is set up some kind of we're still building our database. So how do I see this? How's that sound? We're still building our database. Not all locations are supported. I'll just align this here. Okay. Something like that. All right. Anything else I need? I don't really have a whole lot more there or there. Bug bounty, your data. Oh, interesting. Those look like the same link. Coffee. It's a ko-fi.com link, which is, I need to finally move my stuff to that too, but Gary, okay, Simon, thanks. All right, so let's see what else we might want to do here. I kind of feel like this needs to have some kind of call out or something. So this texture also, like I like it, but it's a little too repetitive. So eventually we probably have to use something else. In fact, I kind of feel like I had something the other day that I found. Actually, yeah, let's try this. Dark asphalt. Asphalt light, maybe that was the same thing. Let's go asphalt light. Okay. Something like that. It's still a little bit too consistent for me, but it's fine. Let's back that off a touch. I feel like that needs a little bit more breathing room, but all right, let's also come in here. Something like that, and set this to body. Actually, maybe this should be its own thing so that I actually have something to say in this header area. I still really want to use this flower thing somewhere. Just don't know that I like it there. All right, let's look for one more tattoo picture. Probably needs to stay black and white or similar. Where do you get that one? And then honestly, this is probably about as good as I can do today. And then I would come back to it. Like for me, I'll come back to it probably a couple days from now and maybe not just have like a normal black and white one. Okay, we can do this. But yeah, I would probably come back to this in a couple days and see it with fresh eyes and change a bunch of stuff. But this is kind of how I typically go. But I'm almost thinking I want this to have kind of like a rough edge to it though, or something. You know what I'm saying? So like some kind of edge plugin. Crafted icons, frame resizer, smart route, noise. Okay. Kind of felt like I had something. Blobs, waves. See what this waves things does. Okay. What if it's like maybe not that intense? I want something mostly flat. I don't think that's quite the right look though. I almost think we need, I kind of have an idea for a design. Okay. I say we add like this. We almost do, I know, seriously, I feel like design's a lot harder, but obviously I'm not a designer, so maybe that's why. But I almost think we have like some kind of, I don't know, like textured pattern like this along the bottom of that image. Yeah, so let's grab all these. I'll show you what I'm thinking about. Okay. Something like this, but side to side. And it goes like under this. You know? Something more like that. But I almost feel like it needs a little bit there's something there. Okay, so let's leave this over here as an idea. And then I'm going to steal one of these. I almost feel like it needs a little bit more life to it or something though. Let's turn all these the right way first. Nah. There's some kind of like texture thing I think that is doable or like would make this interesting, but I don't think this is it. Okay, well, we'll just leave these as like future design ideas. Sometimes when I get stuck with this, but I'm like, I have something here that is good. I'll just do that. So for now, we'll come in here and just add a border. And I'll do 2, and I'll just do top, bottom. Can I do both? No, I have to do custom. Okay. 2 there. It all needs quite a bit more breathing room. Probably should have. Let's do something like that. Okay. Let's then bring this over here. You ready for this? Choose art, not tattoo. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's kind of the vibe. You know, it's or what did I originally have that thing say? Maybe that was actually decent. Find your ideal tattoo artist. That's probably better than some cheesy whatever. But yeah, let's change his body to heading, maybe. And maybe this needs to be body. Text, and then we're just gonna have tattoo artist. I don't know, something like that. Find your artist. How's that? Okay. Let's pop this thing up quite a bit too. And I'm going to break this body style. $35-ish. I don't know, something like that. I feel like this is way too intense. Okay, something like that, and then we can layer in something like this. I don't know, there's something here with some kind of hero that we need. I don't really like this full width thing either. This needs to say something intelligent, but then I think we have two options here. One is join the beta, and the other one is find an artist. So I think the idea is the beta is for artists who want to like basically promote their stuff, maybe, or like get on the actual site. That's my understanding, but could be wrong here. All right, let's move this all up top. So there's kind of something here. I don't know that this is it, but usually what I do is after I get this stuff set up, these is kind of like the building blocks of how this is going to look. Then like go in and add all these little texture features. So like I think these need some kind of separators between this. It needs more decorative elements, something that sets it apart from just like a standard block website. At least that's typically what I try to do. But if you do that too early, then it kind of it's out of order. Because I still really like this. Let's see right here. I'm gonna see, like there would probably need to be some kind of values in here, statements, or like other like maybe column kind of situations going on. But I also don't love how it's blocky. So let me maybe make a list of stuff. All right. So like it needs to kind of, because of the design aesthetic, it needs to like break out of the box mode, which it's currently in. Like I want it to have kind of sharp edges, but it's also got this kind of like artisanal, supposed to be more like an artisanal flair, so it feels too like Squarespacey right now. Like this kind of, to me, has that slightly more like artisanal style to it. But I also need more decorative elements. And then what else? I just lost my train of thought. Like a middle section with details. I kind of feel like join the beta is a little generic. Like, what does join the beta mean? Or something. I don't know. Like, is that an artist signing up to be on the platform? Or is that just like somebody like, I want to find somebody in my area? But, okay, so out of everything I've done, I like the typeface. We're going to find a way to put this floral thing in here. I think it's got something. There's something there. I like this. I like this idea of this thing being like a little slider. I think that's clear enough. This drop down, we haven't really set up what it'll look like, but I think that'll look pretty cool. This, I like. I feel like this needs to be smaller. Leave it alone. But I like this idea here. I like how you're like stepping them through this. This also says find your artist. I didn't even notice that. Choose art. Not stuff. I don't know what this needs to say. There's some kind of catchy marketing thing there that is definitely on the tip of my tongue, but I'm not a marketing person. In fact, if I'm bad at anything, it's like trying to sell something to people. I just don't care. It's like, if you want it, have it. If you don't want it, that's fine. I don't care. I just want to help people want the thing. If you don't want it, that's okay. That's why I'm not a marketing person. Okay. Anyhow, there's some more stuff there, but I think at least this is like a start. I feel like there needs to be a little bit more finesse in some of the final design, but basically I like this, and that's about all I like. But that usually happens. I'll come back in 2 or 3 days, look at it again, and I'm sure artists or graphic designers and stuff like know what they're doing, can easily do this. But again, because we've set this all up this way, I can just literally come in here and change any of this, and like the entire site changes, which is really nice. That all of it is that way, including even the typography. So let's say I came in here and I wanted this to be, I don't know, something like avocado or whatever. Like suddenly everything that's using that changes to it. So setting it up right allows us to be flexible, fluid, and like shift stuff around as we go. But anyhow, I hope that was enjoyable, for you. Again, I'm not really a designer, but we all know as devs, like you just have to design stuff sometimes. And so I figured I would just do it live, and definitely more of a relaxed stream. But I'm using supposedly music that is fine on YouTube, but the last like 2 or 3 streams I've done have been demonetized because they say I'm using copyrighted music, and I've been too lazy to look into it. So hopefully the music was helpful and not distracting and won't get this thing demonetized. But thanks for watching. I'm going to probably close off now. I think it's probably as good as I can do in the brief time I've had today. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Happy coding.